I knew right then it was a lot different than watching. I mean, it slammed me back in there, and I was like, what the hell was that? I was off the gas before 60 feet, and then, I thought, man, that was cool. So I'll get back on it a little bit. So it took several runs before I could make a full run. But it was awesome, if I had to say. It's not something, from watching a versus getting in it and actually driving the car, it's just completely different than the way you think it would be.
So you had no claustrophobia when the chassis came down?
No. Felt very comfortable, and still do. I almost think of as the body coming down as, more protection for you, actually. So it's a good thing. The body stays on. That's all good stuff.
Now, have you ever had any accidents or close accidents?
Yes, I did. I crashed at Cecil County Dragway. I was running against a guy, Kenny Sperling, in Grady Bar. Their car was a front-engine dragster called the Beaver Fever. And it was a dark night, and right before I ran, a guy blew a transmission up and oiled the track. And, they did the best job they could. But when I went through it, I ran off the track into the grass, smacked the guardrail a few different times. And back then, they used to have these runoff routes that if you broke down, you could coast off the track where it was a little higher than the grass area. So it catapulted the car up in the air, came down, bent the front end, packed the car full of grass, mud, and then I finally got it back on the track and, drove down. It was, front end was wobbling and stuff. I didn't think it was that bad, but it was torn up pretty good. It took us a while to get it back to the track after that. So, yeah, I crashed. I could tell you this, my dad he was mad. When he come around one side of the car down there, I run around the other side. And, so that's when he told me, you're going to have to buy your own car. So, eventually that's what I did. Bought the rolling funny car chassis and body off a good friend, Jeff Durr. And that's what we turned into the injected funny car that we bracket raced and stuff like that.
So now what do you think about all the bad luck that the John Force people have been having lately?
Yeah, I feel bad for John. I'm a big John Force fan. I mean, he's a true success story. I know a lot of people getting down on him on stuff, but I'm sure they'll get it all straightened out. And I sure hope so. I like when he does well. And, so I hope they get straightened out real soon.
Yeah, first it was John, then Brittany, then John again.
Yeah, that's terrible. The main thing is, I guess nobody got seriously hurt or anything, but I know that's a financial loss, big time. And hopefully they get it all straightened out and get back to their winning ways.
Yeah, I heard he was gonna help Johnny Lindgren rebuild his car or something.
Yeah, I think I saw where I guess it's a John Force Racing chassis, and I think they're front halving it or something, and then to try to get them back together and out there as quick as possible. I'm sure John will take care of it, or I would hope that he would.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's crazy. The speeds they're going and these explosions. I don't know how you could drive it. I don't know. It's got to be pretty bad when it happens.
So do you ever have desire to get behind a nitromethane car?
I always thought I would like to, and I certainly would like to, but the financial part of running nitro is pretty rough. I mean, my dad is building a car he plans on running on nitro to kind of try to run with Rocky Perone and Pete Davison and Bruce Larson, and then maybe maybe in the future it might actually happen.
Right.
I'd like to try it, that's for sure.
So now, what's your thoughts about New England Dragway closing down?
Which track?
New England.
Englishtown?
Yeah, Englishtown.
Yeah, Englishtown. Yeah, I'm sad. Spent a lot of time up at that track through my lifetime watching the shows, and then it was nice to be able to compete there with the car we have now and everything. And I mean, it's a sad deal. I understand why they did it, and the amount of money that made that happen. I guess I can't blame them, but it's a shame.
Yeah, I guess Rocky Prone was one of the last guys to go down that track.
Is that right?
Yeah, they were putting.
That's a good story.
Yeah, they had a picture.
I know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said they were putting pictures up on Facebook saying they were one of the last cars to run down that track.
Yeah, I kind of agree with John Sergio was saying about it. It's a shame they didn't give everybody a chance to race there one last time before they pulled the plug. But, on the other hand, I can see why they did. So,
Drew, what's the fastest runtime you've had with the Sweetman Brothers car?
It's going 6:88 at 2:01. And that's our quickest and fastest time at this point. Hopefully the season will lower that a little bit.
So have you added anything to the car this year at all?
Have I added anything to it?
Yeah, any new parts or anything?
Yeah. Yes, our good friend and crew member, Bob McMillan Homes, has stepped up financially. Is allowing us to build a new engine from scratch, which would be the first time in our racing career we've ever had a new engine. So we're going to start out with the engine we ran last year, but mid-season this motor should be done. It'll be bigger cubic inches, better everything, better supercharger. So it should run better. That's what we're hoping. But probably by mid-season we should be ready to start testing the new engine.
Now, do you have any sponsors for your car?
Yes, my brother's business, Diesel and Auto Unlimited. Not only does he do the fabrication and mechanical work on the car, he also steps up with sponsorship through his business. Bob McMillan, which I mentioned, stepped up with sponsorship this year. And that's been a big help. I mean, I'm not used to it, being able to buy something new versus, used and then try to, fix it, make it work. So that's kind of cool. So they're the two major sponsors that we have right now.
Okay.
Major for us.
Right.
It would be very minor for someone else, but major to us.
Right.
Yeah.
So far for this year, how many events you have scheduled right now?
I think we have 7 or 8, but there's a couple that aren't confirmed yet that we're waiting word on. But like John was saying, we start off in New England Raceway, that being New Hampshire, June 2nd. Cecil County Dragway, June 9th, that's in Rising Sun, Maryland. Then July 14th, which is Denny Saul's Wimmers Great Lakes Nostalgia Funny Car, his biggest show of Funny Car Nationals. That's in the Keystone Raceway, New Alexandria, PA. There could possibly be 30 cars. That's going to be a great event. And then after that, we got Island Dragway, August 5th. That's another great show. And then we have Dead Man's Curve, Labor Day weekend. And then there's a few that we have that we're waiting on, for it to be confirmed that we will be there. So I'm hoping that there'll be 2 or 3 more races to add on to that list.
Okay. Now, do you think you ever run Funny Car Chaos?
I would love to run that. That looks like a really cool deal. And, I'd like to do that. I don't know if we'll end up doing it, but yeah, I'd love to do it. It looks like a great event. Yeah,
no, he started last year, Chris Graves, with one event. Now this year he has 4 events.
Right. That's a good sign. It's growing. More races. That's awesome. That's what we need. More races.
Now, have you ever been to Bakersfield?
I have not. My brother is out there right now. He goes every year for the last 5 or 6 years. I know Chris and Krista are out there. Willie Johnson, Frank Bernard. I don't know if Robert Daly was going or not, but yeah, there's a whole bunch of them out there hanging out, having a good time. I wish I could have gone.
Yeah, a lot of nitro out there.
Yeah, have you been out there?
No, I've never been there.
Yeah, they say it's a place to be, but I, haven't been able to make it out there yet.
I know John and Patty went out there. One time they've been
Did
there.
they?
Not this year.
Oh, yeah, they did.
They were hoping to go this year, I think he was telling me, but they didn't go.
Right. I think they went a year or two ago, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be an amazing race with all those cars and, just being, historic track. It's got to be cool.
Yeah, hopefully the weather is good over there. They were supposed to have some bad weather coming in.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I hope it works out for them. That's a long way to go and get rained out. And I know it's happened before, but, yeah, hopefully something changes and they get it all in.
So now, what's the farthest you've traveled to race your car at?
We've gone to Beach Bend, Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's the farthest I think we've gone. Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice ride. I think that was for the Hot Rod reunion. I made my advanced EP license runs there one year. I think in 2008 was the last time we were there, and that's another fantastic event. Really cool track, but it's always hot. Scorching hot.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, that's the farthest.
Hopefully, maybe someday you can make it up to Wisconsin.
Yeah. What do you have up that way?
Great Lakes Dragway.
Closest to you.
Great Lakes Dragway.
Great Lake. Okay. Nice.
Guys, we only get two.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
We only get two of your guys from the Great Lakes Nostalgia Fun Record. We got Bill Anderson with the Roadshow.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the other car, but usually it's only those two guys.
Is that right? Maybe Solid Rock or...
Solid Rock. Rocky used to come out there, but he hasn't been out there for a while now.
Yeah, Rocky's another great guy. Another person I'm glad to call friend. It's always a pleasure hanging out with Rocky. A bunch of us go out to the PRI show and hang out for 2 days, and it's neat. I wish we all lived closer together, but everybody's spread out across the country.
Yeah, but yeah, Great Lakes Dragway is like a legendary drag. She's been to get for years.
Yeah, nice. It'd be nice to run. I know. I like scratching off tracks off my bucket list.
So now, where am I now? I'm lost. When you get ready for a drag racing weekend, how do you prepare for that, Drew?
Usually after an event, we'll check the oil filter. If there's nothing in the oil filter, we won't check the rods and mains. We'll run through the valves, reset the clutch, check the transmission oil, stuff like that. Button the car up. Then it's just a matter of loading back all the tools that you took out to put in the garage to work on it, and prep like that. Tony takes care of all the food, stuff like that, and it's not much. If you don't break something, it's not a whole lot of maintenance required, but if something breaks, then it's a thrash.
Right. So what are your favorite tracks to run on?
My favorite track is my local track. It's 12 minutes away. It's Cecil County Dragway. And I probably have made more passes there than on any other track. And then after that, Agco, Maple Grove, had a chance to run at Island Dragway a couple times, and that's a really neat place.